in the topic political anthropology. Political anthropology. So, in the last lecture, we had a small discussion about law and justice in primitive society. Law and justice in primitive society. So, we have discussed in length the characteristics of a primitive law. So, I told you clearly that primitive law is predominantly a criminal law. The scope for civil law is very much limited there. And primitive law does not distinguish between the intention of, does not deal with the intention of the crime, motive of the crime. Collective responsibility is a very important characteristics of the primitive law. If a crime has been committed, that the entire society takes the burden. And it is not that exactly that person who did the crime need to be punished. He can be substituted. And this law, the primitive law, predominantly it is kinship based. It does not have territorial applicability. So most of the primitive people, they still live in the so-called stateless society. So what is a nation state? That we will discuss shortly. So stateless society means they do not have, say, what is a nation state? Nation state means it is a country, it is a state where the boundary of the state is delimited by a legislation. We have a law which limits the boundary, and there will be an authority which will have authority over the entire region. So whatever laws which they make will be applicable throughout the territory, and it is the role of the state to take care of the law and order as well as to protect the people against external aggression, to devise policy for the betterment of the people, etc. That is a nation state. India is a nation state. Sri Lanka is a nation state. Nepal is a nation state. Good. But stateless society means still there are few people who are wanderers, who keep wandering here and there. There are a number of such tribes in Africa. Prior to the colonial advent, prior to the colonial rule, the concept of nation state was very, very weak in Africa. Most of the nomadic tribes who keep roaming here and there, they were not controlled by any centralized authority. There was no legal border, and there is no need for them to have any passport and visa to cross borders. The primitive, stateless society. Then we have also discussed about establishing guilt in the primitive society, like oath, ordeal, etc. Just go through all those things. It is because all those things are there in the video, and there is no need for me to repeat this again and again. So let us continue our discussion in the topic of political anthropology. And today, let us deal with the topics like the concept of power, authority, and legitimacy. 1 month back, I was back in TN and one person known to me, he's an sitting MLA. He is very rich. He's having acres and acres of land, lot of property here. And after he becoming a second time MLA, he is the stress which he used to take from morning, right? People will start crowding before his home. One after they'll come, sir. We have this issue, we have that issue. When you look at him dealing with that, right, I felt sad. I said, sir, what is the need for you to be in politics? A lot of money. You can just, every month you can make one foreign trip. You can lead a happy life, right? You can relax from this politics. He said, people say we are power hungry. But to some extent, it is true. Without this, right, we'll feel very bad actually. We just always want people to come and meet us to discuss their problem, and we should be capable of dealing with their problem. Had this been not the case, right, we'll feel there is nothing in our life. We just cannot enjoy by just making tour here and there. We cannot, this has become a part of our life and we cannot just live without this power. Okay, so what is this? What is this power? So, power is the universal aspect of social interaction. So, an individual or a group does not hold power in isolation. Power generally, right, is in relation to one another. So, within a school, there will be a HM, headmaster. There may be some deputy headmaster. Then even among teachers, right, there may be some senior teachers. And there will be number of other teachers. And even among the students, there will be one leader, or say the students. So here everyone will be having power, but relatively when compared to everyone here, headmaster is the most powerful. HM is the most powerful. If he passes an order, everyone need to follow that. If he says that from next week, our school guys, there is an issue I suspect. Is the video streaming properly? Please let me know. So here, a teacher here, she cannot decide. She or he cannot decide. Hey, from tomorrow, our lunch break will be between 12 to 3. Here she cannot decide, right? But the headmaster can decide. Headmaster can decide. Okay. So when compared to these teachers, this DHM may be powerful. So there is guys, just refresh it once. Things are becoming okay now. I'm just keeping a check on this. I'm keeping a check even now. I'm just watching. So if there's an interruption, right, immediately even I will be interfering in that. Okay. So just refresh the things. Now things are okay now. So power, right, it plays a very important role in shaping the relations. So there is a differential in power. It's what makes something to happen here. Okay, it is because he is so powerful, he can discipline these people. You can ask them, hey, every day, right, the class starts or the school starts at 9 o'clock. I want you to be here by 8:45. He can order. Can a student order? No, he is least powerful here. He cannot order anybody above him. So power is largely relative when compared to others, to what extent one person is powerful. Then there are few very important definitions. One given by Max Weber. This is really an awesome definition this is. Or Narendra Modi ji, during his first tenure as the Prime Minister of our country, he introduced demonetization. One fine day, right, he declared that 500 rupees and 1000 rupees currencies, the value of these currencies are reduced to 0 and you cannot use it for any transaction. It is not it is not an individual action. It is not his family matter. It is an issue of the country. It's a communal action. Here, in this communal action, he is taking Narendra Modi ji had. Guys, check now. I don't know if this problem is there in other classes. So if that is the case, there is the issue. The software, I think, just today, just give me. Let us just somehow manage it. I will uninstall that and I will install it once again. Okay, guys. I hope now things are okay. Guys, please, if things are okay, just text me here. If the audio and video are fine. Okay. So demonetization. Demonetization is a communal activity. So in this, it's not an individual action or it is not concerned with his own family. Okay, it is an individual, it's a communal action. So in this communal action, the Prime Minister is taking a decision. It may be against the will of many. Many in his own cabinet, right? What you are doing? What the hell we are doing? See, why we are disturbing? See, in the name of unearthing black money, we are just going to disturb many people. Many marriages are going to be held. We do not know how many people are critical there in the hospital. Such an untimely thing is not good. Many might have advised him, Modi ji, what you are doing is wrong. Right or wrong? Very much even against the wishes of his own team. If he managed to do some activity which he wants, in the way in which he is in the way in which he wanted to do, then he is said to be powerful. Then he is said to be powerful. So do not think about what's going to happen because of this act. Whether it is right or wrong, that's a different thing. Is he powerful or not? Yes, he is powerful. So this is what power is all about. So according to Max Weber, power is the chance of a man or a number of men to realize their own will in a communal action. So what they wanted to do, they just want to impose that even against the resistance of others who are participating in that. So then every single cabinet colleague, right, followed him, and they showed the solidarity with the Prime Minister. Nobody revolted against him, saying, what the hell we are doing? Even though that costed the life of many, the discomfort which it had created. I still remember some 10 days after the demonetization, we have planned a long trip to Goa. We cannot cancel that, somehow we went there. The scenes which I saw there was really so disturbing. Before our ATM machines, there used to be a long queue, and in most of the queue, foreigners who have traveled all the way from foreign countries to India, who have changed their currency to our local currency, they are just waiting before the ATM, keeping their hand like this over the head. Time is also life, right? So this is power. Then there is one more definition given by Russell. Power is the ability to compel forcefully the behavior of others. I'll show you a few examples here. The former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. J. Jayalalitha. Even this picture is not so great a picture actually. 3 times the Chief Minister, 1 time Chief Minister, all the senior cabinet colleagues. Look at the angle at which they are standing. I haven't seen any politicians from her party standing erect before her. There were few during her first tenure as Chief Minister, but she managed to finish them off. And from her second tenure, everyone used to stand like this only. I don't want to tell about my personal opinion about this politician and thing. Just for example, I am saying here. There was one funny post which I read in WhatsApp showing this type of pictures. This is our request to the Anthropological Survey of India and the Archaeological Survey of India. We are finding some species here, they are similar to human beings, but none of them are having a perfect erect posture. They stand in a crouched posture. Can you name this animal? Are they Homo sapiens? Are they Homo erectus? Or are they Australopithecus? But there is something so unique about the power of Jayalalitha. She was a single woman without having any family support, nothing, but still how she remained so powerful. I still remember a few of my friends who are into politics, so they used to say, be it a MP or a MLA. If he gets a call from Jayalalitha for wrong reason, immediately he will start crying. We don't know what sort of treatment they will face when they go to meet her in Poyas Garden. Many say that they'll be even beaten mercilessly there. But what made her so powerful? Nobody could even think about resisting her. Nobody could even think about speaking a single word against her within her political party. But whatever property she had made, whatever they say corrupt practices, that's out of our scope. There's going to discuss about all those things. Let us think only about this power which she had. Same is the case with Srimati Indraji. People who are close to her, be it her father Jawaharlal Nehru or Mahatma Gandhi ji, they call her Hindu. Hindu. Once when Hindu decided to marry, she just went and told Gandhiji, Papuji, I have decided to marry him. Then Gandhiji called her Nehru to say, Hindu came here to meet me. She didn't came here to get our opinion. She just came here to inform us that she want to get married with that guy. How powerful, what sort of guts she had when just then right she went to United States of America to beg them for food. We got severe food crisis and we are left with no other option to go and beg for food grains from USA. They also made it under the public law scheme. And within a few months, she had the guts to comment bad about the US on their war in Vietnam. Who will have these guts? So really she was powerful. Really she was powerful. When she was about to introduce the emergency, many of her cabinet colleagues made a thought, ma'am, what we are doing may or may not be right. Shall we think twice or thrice? So many might have objected her, but still no, I'm doing it. So she is capable of forcing or compel forcefully the behavior of others. This is called as power. On one person, right, independently or individually, he cannot say that he is powerful, he is powerful, he is powerful. Power is relative. If there is a group, then one person can say that I am powerful here. If nobody is there, one person in isolation, he cannot say I am powerful, I am powerful. Okay. So the concept of power involves influence. It also involves authority. And it also involves coercive control. There is a spelling mistake in our notes. It is not cohesive, it is coercive. We say coercive, it means use of power, forcing them, threatening them, hey, do it. If not, I'll throw you out of the job. I'll throw you out of the school. That is coercive control. So power involves influence, authority, and coercive control. So power, right, it may be social power, it may be political power, but largely it is the difference of power among the members in a group which makes the system to work. Within your family, there is a coordination because among the family members, there is a difference in power. Within your family, father may be most powerful, mother may be next powerful. In most of the families, I think so. But in reality, right now, in most of the family, mother will be more powerful. Then among their kids, right, the eldermost sibling will have more power when compared to the younger siblings. So it is this differential in powers which makes the family as a system to work. Dad can ask, Mom, get me some coffee. I'm really very tired. She makes a coffee. Okay, so it's the difference in power which actually makes the system to work. So next is the legitimacy. So legitimacy is the right to hold, use and allocate power. Hold, use and allocate power. So generally legitimacy forms a support for the political system. See, I told you, our Narendra Modi ji, Namo introduced demonetization. Namo. Okay. If our Didi, our Didi from West Bengal. How can I forget her name? Or Mamta ji. Mamta Didi. People in West Bengal, they are so fond of saying that so this is what we expect from a politician. When CN Annadurai was the Chief Minister of TN, the people of TN so fondly called him as Anna. Anna means brother. And what sort of dedicated politicians they were. Once, right, when during his last stage, he died a bit early because of cancer. There was one surgery performed and he was there in the hospital. So, for him, right, to give comfort, there was the room was air conditioned. During 1960s, air conditioning was something, a very big thing. He just opened his eyes to see what is this, some unusual comfort. He saw the air conditioner there. He said, who fixed it here? Right, do you know how hard our people are working? In hard hours, in the hot sun, in the field, they are working hard and they are making money and they are paying it as taxes. And using this, we should not enjoy this type of luxury. You remove it immediately, he said, it seems. Sian, another the great politicians. Mamta ji, how fondly people call her as Didi. Once I was traveling from Bhubaneswar to Puri, I think, or Cuttack, I think. So there is one express, Coromandel Express, which goes from Chennai to Calcutta. So I with my group of friends we went there. I didn't notice that nobody took the ticket. They all boarded the train. The TT came and they asked, why you are boarding in this train? Next, the Dowli Express is coming. The train is meant for you. Without ticket, you can travel in the ticket, right? This is a super fast express. Why did you board the train? Then I saw a few Bengalis were there with me. So fondly they said, that time Mamata Banerjee was the railway minister. This is our Didi's train. Our Didi's train it is for you, man, to ask tickets. Our Didi's train. Good. So if Didi introduced demonetization now, will it have any effect? No. Because she just being a chief minister of a particular state, she cannot do that. She is not legitimate. To do that. I'll tell you one more example. Afzal Guru. I think they have made one movie about this, capturing this Afzal Guru after the very infamous Mumbai terror attack. So he was caught red-handed. He was caught. A terrorist, he was caught live. So now everyone knows that he is a terrorist. There is nothing to prove here that he is a terrorist. Now, is it possible for our Namo to order a punishment for him? Can Namo sentence Afzal Guru? No, not Afzal Guru. Afzal Guru is a person from Jammu and Kashmir who got executed. And there are a number of controversies surrounding Afzal Guru's execution, and I do not want to risk speaking all these things. Because in classroom, right, you can just speak whatever you want, but as these things are recorded, right, I need to be a bit cautious. So it's not Afzal Guru. I forget his name actually. Ajmal Khan, Ajmal Kasab. So Ajmal was captured. Now can Narendra Modi sentence him to death? And if he orders, execute this guy. No, he cannot do it. He is not legitimate enough to do that. Only a court can do that. Only a court is legitimate enough to do that. So now can you understand what is legitimacy? So legitimacy is a right to hold, use and allocate power. The High Court or Supreme Court can allocate power to some other lower court and you deal with the case. And just give some punishment to this guy. They are legitimate enough to do that. So legitimacy right is based on some social values, what people feel, is it good or not. It is the people right, we who feel that our political system is correct. So it is we right who gave the constitution, and it is based on this constitution only our prime minister is having all the power. So he is legitimate. What makes him legitimate? It is the social values which we have. It is our opinion which makes him a legitimate prime minister. Okay, fine. So a political system, right, sometimes it involves a number of coercive techniques. A number of coercive techniques. Say, for example, by around 2000 to 2004. Before 2000 or before this 2004, the Chennai city was very notoriously known for water shortage. Water shortage. There was a time during this period when I have seen people buying water can. That 20 liter water can used to be there, right? They used to buy that water can. That one water can will cost around 30 or 40 rupees. So they'll buy some 4 or 5 cans so that one can think about taking bath. They use it for taking bath. They're using it in bathroom. So condition became so pathetic and worst. And few experts then gave some idea to sort out the issue. That is to go for groundwater harvesting. Groundwater harvesting. So then things were decided. Jayalalitha was the chief minister and she passed an order. Within 3 months, every single building in the state, be it a private home, be it a small concrete structure, or whatever may be the thing, it should have people who own the property should fix the provisions for rainwater harvesting, not groundwater harvesting, rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting. Nothing actually. The terrace, right? Every home in the terrace, they will fit some pipes, and the water will get collected here, and it will go into a well-like structure. It was an order, and they said within 3 months, if you do not finish installing it, our municipal corporation they'll come and visit, and they will install this in your home, and the cost of the one installed by our corporation will be 3 times more than the actual cost. You need to pay that. Now the charge is yours. Whether you are going to do it or you are going to make the municipal corporation to come and install that in your home. Every single person obeyed this, and why they obey it? See, our political system involves a number of coercive techniques like this. And beside these coercive techniques, there should be some element which makes the people to accept this, that is legitimacy. That is legitimacy. She is a legitimate chief minister. That's why right, when she passed the order, people are supposed to follow that. Even though, right, that's going to give them some more hardship. I'll tell you one more example, how political system involves coercive techniques. Though a number of coercive techniques are involved in this, still people accept that because people who are doing that, they are legitimate. Once it was our during our college days. During the month of April, there will be one beach festival. That beach festival is common among of the coastal districts of Andhra and TN. So during the summer, on the April first new moon day, people used to gather there in the seashore, and they used to spend their full night on the seashore only, where they'll be carrying some cooked food materials with them, where they'll be eating and they'll be chatting. It was so awesome actually. We also went there. Things were so fine till some 2 o'clock in the night. After 2 o'clock, something wrong happened. Somebody did some chain snatching or something, it seems. Police started lathi charging the people there. Myself and my friends, we just started running. And in this process, a few of my classmates, they even got some blow. We have reached a place and a few said, hey, that guy, that police beat me very badly, man. See here. And we all are making fun about them. Hey, see how nice he got a blow from the police. This, that, like that. Had it been some other goons who were doing that, we were close to around 30 people there. We might have joined hands and we might have resisted them. Hey, who the hell you are? How you can just do this act? Come, I will drag you to police station. We'll do it, right? But here the act was by police. Police were meant for law enforcement. So when they do it right, they are legitimate enough to do that. So we accepted that yes, what they did is correct. They are doing it for some purpose. Though that is a coercive technique, we accept that because people who do or people who use that coercive force, they are legitimate enough to use that. So every political system, involves some coercive power and authority. So apart from power and authority, there is one element which actually makes things to work, that is legitimacy. So legitimacy, it is a cultural bond. So legitimacy is a cultural bond. So I told you, legitimacy of a political system is derived from the values of the members of the society. We have some value. So we know that people indulge in unlawful activities. So to prevent them, we need to have a police. We need to give them some authority, some power. They should be legitimate enough to act. Got it? Then legitimacy also involves right decision making. Something very important, note it down, guys. Legitimacy involves right decision making. For example, our court. We think our court are legitimate. We have faith in our court. We have kept a lot of legitimacy on them because we know that a court will arrive at a just verdict. Then, in primitive societies, legitimacy is always linked with religion. So, few religious heads, automatically they will have, they are legitimate enough to use power. The next is authority. So authority, is a kind of power which actually involves in making orders, and it makes it passes orders and it articulates the action of others through command. Once when you become an IAS officer, you will become powerful. You will become so legitimate. And you have the authority to order. You can call that guy, that contractor who is, what the hell you are doing, man? I want this to be repaired immediately. This is authority. You can call your subordinate. I asked you to do that inspection. Why didn't you do it? You give some notice to him. So how you are ordering and how you are articulating the behavior of others, this is called as authority. And for somebody to have authority, he should be legitimate. You being a deputy commissioner or a district collector or a district magistrate, whatever you call, you have the power and authority. But somebody, right, who is sitting there outside your office, they cannot have all the power enjoyed by you. You are legitimate enough to have the power. Okay. So, but sometimes, right, we can also find people without being legitimate, they'll have power and authority. Power and authority. Veerappan. Veerappan. You don't know how long he dominated the forest in that region. And there is one movie, right, made after Veerappan, Killing of Veerappan. Oh my God, what a movie that is. I just request our people to watch that movie. That shows the courage of our police officers. I really salute that great police, Mr. Vijay Kumar. Unusual and extraordinary police officer. So Veerappan, he was, nobody can deny that he was powerful. For more than a decade, he had a lot of power in the region in which he lived. He had authority also. But is it legitimate? No. He was a number one rascal. And there are many who just try to make him as a hero. Absolute nonsense. He's the one, right, who killed a number of police people, a number of forest officials. How many elephants he killed. Okay, so he had power and authority without legitimacy. Sometimes people will have authority, but they will not have power. So authority, though being legitimate, if they are powerless, then even that will be meaningful. The very good example is our Manmohan Ji during his second tenure as the Prime Minister. Manmohan Singh is not a politician. He is not just a politician. He is a statesman. I just wish that you just go through his contribution during the economic crisis of 1991, 1991, 92. So what are all the things he did? How even he utilized the confiscated gold by our excess officials to rebuild confidence. So he was a statesman, Manmohan Singh. But during his second tenure as Prime Minister, he was seen with very limited amount of power in his hand. Though he had authority and though it was so legitimate, he had no power to use his authority. So there should be a combination of the three: power, authority and legitimacy. So guys, even if they ask you any confusing question about the concept of power, authority and legitimacy, I hope you can use this example to illustrate your answer. So Veerappan, he had power and authority without legitimacy. Or Manmohan Ji, during his second tenure as the Prime Minister, he had legitimacy and authority. He had authority legitimate, but he was totally powerless. This will be useless, and this is also something which is unexpected. So for a political system to function properly, there should be an optimum, or there should be an equal combination of power, authority and legitimacy. Got it? Okay. So now let us discuss about the systems of authority. Systems of authority. Guys, I hope now there are no issues in the streaming. So please let me know if there are any issues. Okay, guys, please text me if the audio and the video are fine. Ivan Pichard and Mayor Fortis. So they have divided the authority into three. They have discussed about three types of authority system. So one is unicentric, number two multicentric, and third one is centralized. Uncentralized. Okay. So first is unicentric authority. So this type of authority, right? That means the authority will be found only. There will be only one authority for the people. Unicentric authority. So this type of authority is found in a very simple primitive system, mostly among the food gatherers, hunters, and the people. There's a the nomadic foragers, whom we call it as wanderers, right? So food gatherers, hunters, you can say, food collectors, etc. Where they used to live in a small group, which we call it as band. So band, right? It is a small group of people. So there may be around 30 to 50 maximum. Here we have this type of authority system where one person will be head for this entire band. Here, these people, they keep moving here and there. A band, right? That's small. The group is very small because the economic activity which they are doing, right? With that, they cannot sustain a huge population. So there may be frequent food shortages. As a result, only their group is very, very small. But generally, if you go to villages, right, the population of a village may vary somewhere between 500 to 1500, or sometimes even up to 2000, etc. Population in a village. So if they do agriculture, agriculture can support such a huge population. But economic activity like this, foraging, hunting, using this, right, people cannot live in huge group. So as a result, people live in small group, which we call it as band. For one band, right, there will be one head, and these people will be totally independent. They'll be roaming here and there. They will not have in communication with the other group, and even if they have, it will be for peaceful purpose. They will not fight against each other. So this we call it as band. And for band, there will be one elderly person who will be head for a band. And he just wastes some common power only. That means he's not so powerful here. He cannot just order and articulate the behavior of each and every member in a band, but generally, right, as a elderly member of the small band, he can help the people in taking some decision, like in what direction to move, how to hunt, etc. So this is example for unicentric authority system. See here, this is characteristics of the people who live with very simple technologies and who are not capable of producing economic surplus. No economic surplus. So the very important aspect which you need to remember about this unicentric authority is the society is not capable of producing economic surplus. No economic surplus. So as a result, population will be very less. Less population, and then there will be no conflict. So under this condition, right, we have all people generally they are nomadic. They move in a small group, which we call it as a band. And for them, the political authority we have is an unicentric authority. Unicentric authority. And slowly, right, when these people start doing some other economic activities, so because of which, right, slightly they manage to produce a small amount of economic surplus. With that, right, the population may increase. Population may increase. And once the population increases, automatically there will be conflict. There will be conflict. So then the political system evolves into a multi-centric authority. The main criteria being, see, this is found among people who do marginal cultivation. So marginal agriculture means the land holding will be very small. For an entire village, right, they may just cultivate in close to around 1 acre or 1.5 acre, that's it. Marginal cultivation. Then nomadic pastorals. Okay. Etc. Here these people are capable of producing a marginal economic surplus. So there will be a small increase in the population compared to that of band. So people may live in a group now, that group consisting of 200 to 300 people. Okay. A small increase in population. So as a result now, the authority gets divided now. We have multicentric authority. Authority lies in different place now. So even Pichard, he classified multicentric authority into kinship based and non-kinship based. Just try to note down this small flow chart. Multicentric is divided into two. One is kinship based. The another one is non-kinship based. In kinship based, we have kinship based segmented societies. Here we have age sets and village council. Age set and village council. So multicentric. Here the population is slightly large. So now a single person is not capable of dealing with all the authority. Okay. So all the authority. So now the society gets divided now, and there are multiple authority here. And this is further I am dividing into kinship based and non-kinship based. First is kinship based segmented societies. So what do you mean by the kinship based segmented societies? You leave Yale Shirma, because Yale Shirma, right, he said even he practices Hinduism, and Yale Sharma, he's from Meghalaya. Do we have any students from Nagaland or Manipur? Guys, please text me here. So there was one lecture, right, which I was doing it from our center in Delhi, in our classroom. I was speaking about caste-less society in India. I told that people in Manipur, they are egalitarian. So egalitarian means everyone is equal. They do not divide the people among themselves and say, I am superior by birth, you are inferior by birth. There is no such thing. There is no such thing. People couldn't believe. Sir, really, in our country, is there a state like this? Same is the case with the most of the people in the Northeast. Be it Arunachal, be it Sikkim, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, Tripura. The society is largely egalitarian. They are divided. But after dividing, right, they are not placed one over other. This we call it as a segmented society. That means there is one population. This population is divided, say, into number of clan. Clan 1, clan 2, clan 3, etc. So after dividing them into number of clan, here no clan will claim that I am the superior clan and you are an inferior clan. So all the clans are equal here. This is called as kinship based segmented societies. On the other hand, in the mainland, be it in UP or Bihar, so if there is a village, even in this village, right, people, they divide themselves. After dividing them, right, one feel, hey, I am superior, you are inferior, this guy is least inferior, and there are few who are still inferior. And I think these guys, right, they are superior than me. Rekha, come and sit here. Okay, so this is a stratified society. So what is responsible for social stratification? Agriculture. Agriculture is the main reason for social stratification. So until people were doing hunting and gathering, as I told you, so if there is one group here, there is another group here, another group here, another one here, another one here, they will not fight against each other, because now they live by hunting and gathering, by foraging. So food shortage will always be there. Every day, every group may not be successful in hunting. And one fine day, right, when they do not succeed in hunting, there should be somebody else who should help them. Here they'll be ready. Suppose one fine day, right, this group A, let this be group X. If the group X people saw the group A people going back without hunting, just by looking at them, right, they will realize that these people, they didn't succeed in hunting. And this group X people, they'll be so happy to provide them. See, we have hunted some animal. We know this is not sufficient for us, but still you take part of this with you. So these people also practice exogamy. They give their girls into marriage to some other group, because so that creates a solidarity here. These people from X, right, why they are providing them? See, they are going there without, that means they are going to starve. If they go back without any hunted game, it is their sister, it is their daughters who will be starving here. So there will be an extraordinary solidarity among the people. During such condition, if some group here, if they manage to do agriculture, if this group, right, if they start doing agriculture, they can manage to produce economic surplus, and they can store food grains. Using this, right, they may make these people, hey, you come and work in the field, I will give you some food grains. Believing them, right, these people also will go and they will do work. They may give food grains, but maybe after some 4 or 5 seasons, when they become equipped well to do agriculture, they think about moving out of the place, these people might have trained these people as soldiers. If they say make them slaves, you beat them mercilessly, do not allow them to go out. So now there are three classes, right? Land owning, cultivating slaves, soldiers. Looking at this, what these people do, why should we go and hunt every day? These people are, there are somebody who are producing food grains. So these people, right, they have the tools and weapons. These people, they use tools. The soldiers use weapons. And there is always a need to sharpen it or to repair it. So let us specialize as a blacksmith. See how society gets stratified now. Agriculture is mainly responsible for social stratification, and wherever we see large civilization or age-old civilizations which are based on agriculture, that society will be stratified. Same is the case even in China, but they don't have caste system. But still there are few society who live in the northeastern part of our country where the society is segmented but not stratified. Segmented but not stratified. Stratification means layering. Stratification means layering one over other. Segmented means just segmenting it, but we are not placing one over other. Okay. So the first example for unicentric or kinship-based authority system is kinship-based segmented societies. Here, the societies are segmented. They are divided into different maybe clan or lineage. Say, for example, different clan, and for each clan there will be one head. For each clan there will be one head. And no one will claim that I am a superior head and you are an inferior head. Here everyone is equal, irrespective of the size of the clan, irrespective of the characteristics, right? Here everyone claims equality here. This is one example for multi-centric authority system, which is kinship based. Remember, kinship based segmented societies. So the other examples for multi-centric authority are age sets and the village council. So non-kinship based multi-centric authority. In this first we'll discuss about age set. Here suppose if there is a group of people living, so be it a village. So a group of 600 people live here. Here, depending upon the age, the people will be divided into different age sects. 0 to 18, 18 to 32, 32 to 60, 60 to 80, and if at all they survive, one more group. And every group will be given one institutional role, institutionalized political role. The very good example for this is the Maasai of Kenya. They are one primitive tribe who live by pastoralism. They are pastoral tribes. If you say pastorals, that means cattle is the very important source of wealth. Cattle is the very important source of wealth. One important thing which you need to remember, when cattle becomes a very important source of wealth, fighting will be very, very common. Fighting will be very common. This I have explained to you many times. I don't want you to explain this once again. Because this is a mobile wealth, the people can just disturb the people and they can carry away the cattle and they can run away. Here there will be no cooperation among the different groups. So there is always a need to defend the group. The Maasais live in Kenya. And they are pastorals. They have lot of cattle is the very important source of wealth. So to protect the cattle, right, always there is a need to keep a strict vigil that others will not come and intrude into their society or into their village. So they will not disturb them, they will not kill them and take away the cattle. So always, right, there is a need to protect the cattle, not just from the human beings, also from the carnivores. This Maasai said they live in a place which is very famously known for a very important game reserve in Africa, Masai Mara. There are a number of videos about Masai Mara. Suppose if somebody is a wildlife enthusiast, then Masai Mara is a dream destination. Whenever you go there, right, animals will be there, carnivores will be there, great beasts will be there. Even they take them in if you go there, right, they will take us in a balloon safari. In a hot air balloon, they will take us inside the jungles, where, right, very closely they will take us near to the cheetahs, leopards. But they cannot jump and touch you. They will maintain a safe height, do not worry. But if something wrong happens to the balloon, I hope they'll be carrying some weapons also to protect us. Okay, Masai Mara, these Maasais. So they need to protect the cattle against the carnivores, against the predators, against even the invading people. So here, the age set, people, they are classified into different age set. I'll just show you the people. So they are the Maasais of Kenya, and just look at their settlement. They live in this type of circular enclosures. Within the circle, right, see how many. They used to keep the cattle here in one enclosure. They still live in another enclosure. These are called as kraals. Krawl. So kraal are the enclosures. This will be made out of bushes, so that carnivores cannot just intrude here and anybody cannot just sneak inside and take away the cattle. See how much it is protected. There are two layers, one layer here, next layer, then only they can reach the cattle here. So these enclosures are called as kraals. The kraal is a Maasai settlement. So here there is a need to protect the cattle. So here the population, that is the prime task of them, is the economic activity. Or the economic activity, right, along with that there is a political activity which forms a supporting system which actually protects their economic activity. So I have gave you this example in length about the Maasais. So from 18 to 30, from the year, from the age group 18 to 30, they become Moran. That means they have performed the ritual of circumcision, so that ceremoniously now he is inducted into, this is a warrior group. They are young warriors. In fact, right, when these people are reaching their adolescent stage, the elderly peoples will provoke them, saying, hey, you are still a kid, man, you are yet to touch your knife, you are yet to touch a sword for fighting. Just provoke them, and sometimes this provocation, right, makes these people, when they will do their circumcision ceremony, so that I will be inducted into the warrior group. That's a very painful act, right? Circumcision is a very painful act. It is not just practiced in Islam. Even there are many tribal societies where they do circumcision not just for boys and even for girls. It's something so painful. But what makes these people not to take this? It is the provocation from the seniors. You are still a kid, man. You are still a kid. They said, no, we are no more a kid. We are capable of fighting. And once when now they reach this stage, moron stage, before that, right, they live in the stage before that is called as a Lioni. That is 8 to 18. We call it as Laivyone, where they will be under the strict control of the parents. They will not be allowed to indulge in sexual activity with other girls. But once when they reach the moron stage, right, now they are free to indulge in sexual activity also. So after some time they can also get married, and every man will be having few wives here. Polygamy is very common here. But this age group, right, see, in this age group, there is one set of activity. Here now, though they are kids, they have some role. They need to just look after the cattle. They need to see if any predators are invading. They need to see if any people are coming there. They need to keep a watch on this. So they have a prescribed, even in this stage, even in this very young stage, they have a prescribed duty. After which ceremoniously, when they become a moron, ceremoniously they will be inducted into a warrior group, where the role is to put a fight against the intruding enemies. And after this 80 to 40, that age group, right, they are senior warriors. 30 to 40, we call them as Kingon. They are senior warriors. Guys, if you do not know, if you cannot remember these terms, right, just leave it. Just if you can remember warrior, senior warrior is sufficient. So these people, right, senior warriors, and they'll be training the junior warriors, and they'll be planning the event. How to go for a campaign, or how to invade a territory. They'll be training them. Then after which comes the junior elders, 40 to 60. We call them as Maka and Suri. Yes, Euri, Maka and Suri. They are old gentlemen or junior elders. Still they have some role and activity. It is they, right, who will be guiding the warriors. It is they who will keep a check on the social deviations, cultural deviations. And they are the conservators of the Maasai culture. After which, right, 60 to 80, we call them as Mishuki, where they are senior elders. Now they will not be having any physical tasks to do. But at the same time, right, they can sit and carry out number of work, like they can just keep a check on what's happening in society. They can guide the people. They are guiding souls now. So now see how the Maasai population, the entire population is divided into different age sets. You can just draw a small diagram like this. 8 to 18, 18 to 32, 32 to 40, 40 to 60, in this again there is one 50, 60 to 80, and what they are called as, and what is their political function. Okay, so this is one example for multicentric authority. So here in this age group there will be an authority, here there will be one head, here there will be one head, here there will be one head. So within the population, right, they are divided into different age sets, and different age sets will have a stipulated political function, and they will have their own political head. This is the next example for multicentric authority system. And this multicentric authority system is non-kinship based. They are not dividing it based on kinsmen, but just by age group. The next is one more non-kinship based multicentric authority, that is village councils. Village council. So this type of village councils are common even in India, even in our central Indian tribal belt. Okay, where there will be a number of such village councils. Most famous, right, is one among the Pueblo Zuni. There is a spelling mistake in our notes. They are Pueblo, Pueblo Zuni. They are. Here among them, their entire tribe, right, it will be divided into a number of small villages. This is one village, village. And every village will have their own village head. And periodically, mainly right at an interval of year or 6 months, right, they will convene one village council. Where the villagers will also come along with that village head, right, they will be participating. And here every single village head, right, will have equal power, equal authority, equal say. Nobody will be superior, nobody will be inferior, whatever may be the population of the village. This is called as village council. Village council. These village councils are very common in India also. During the colonial rule, mainly during the non-cooperation movement, there was one event which happened in Jharkhand. There were few tribal villages and one tribal council was convened. It was during this time, this non-cooperation movement was there in peak and martial law was enforced and a large gathering is not allowed. The British collector then, right, mistook this to be a political movement and he ordered the police to go and disturb them, go and disperse them by lathi charging, if not even open a fire. That time there was a great anthropologist who intervened and he said, sir, please, this is not a political gathering, it is a village council which used to happen periodically and here they discuss the inter-village issues. If you do not believe me, you send some policemen in plain clothes. I will take them and let them observe what's happening there. As per his request, even the district collector sent a few police personnel in plain clothes. And a major catastrophe was averted. That was not something related to Gandhian politics. They have nothing to do with non-cooperation movement. That was just a village council. But you can understand village council. So this is also an example for multi-centric authority system. So there are three types of multi-centric authority system: unicentric, three types of multi-centric. One is kinship based. It is kinship based segmented. Another one is non-kinship based where we have two. One is age set. Another one is village council. The third type of authority system is a centralized authority system. Centralized authority. A centralized authority, right, it develops when people are capable of producing large economic surplus and the population becomes very large. The society becomes complex and stratified. Yes, are you okay with the term stratified society? Stratification means layering. In geography, you might read about the stratification of atmosphere. So atmosphere is stratified into troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, exosphere, right? Just like that. Stratification means human society also gets stratified. And under this condition, right, an unambiguous, unmistakable authority system with a central command evolves. That we call it as centralized authority. What we have in a society, right? Chief Minister for every state. That is a centralized authority. The union government at the center. That is an example for centralized authority. So got it? So guys, you should be comfortable with the systems of authority given by Ivan Pichard and Mayer Fortes. We have three types of authority: unicentric, multicentric, and centralized. Remember, there will be a change in the socio-economic aspect of the society in each type of authority. Unicentric, simple society, no economic surplus, small population. Multicentric, marginal economic surplus, marginally large population, and the society is still segmented but not stratified. In centralized, population is very large, they are capable of producing large economic surplus, and the society is complex and stratified. So here develops one unmistakable and a strong centralized authority. Done. So next is political system: band, tribe, chiefdom, kingdom, and state. First of band. So we have discussed in length about band. Band is a small group of nomadic people. So the size will be somewhere between 30, maximum it may go up to 50 or 60. These people, they are not capable of producing any economic surplus. So that's why, right, they just live by hunting, gathering, or foraging, etc. They keep moving here and there. And here, there is nothing like permanent group membership. Suppose if there is one band. If there is one person who is not comfortable with the group members, he can just leave this band and he can go and join. If somebody is ready to accept him, he can go and join some other band. Okay, so the membership is largely flexible in a band, and for every band there will be one head, no doubt. And this leader, right, or head is more formal actually. He is not having much authority or power here. Just because he is a senior member in the band, he can just instruct the people about, or he can share his experience for the well-being of the people. So how to hunt, in which direction we need to go to hunt, and what materials we need to, or what tools we need to use for hunting at a different time, different period of time. Got it? So this is band. Next is tribe. Tribe is marginally a larger political organization. And tribe, right, is relatively bit more formal than band. They are more formal than a band. Every tribe, right, includes a number of band, lineage, clan, etc. So to call them as a tribe, right, they may follow, or they may have a common language, similar customs, and they may occupy the same territory, etc. If you say Kasi, Kasi is a tribe. They live in the Kasi hills of Meghalaya. If you say Nagas, Nagas live in Nagaland. They all have similar custom. They all share a number of common traits. They speak a similar language. We call them as Nagas, a tribe. Okay. And every tribe, right, they'll be having a tribal leader. The tribal leader will be a male. Here, the leader, right, when compared to a band leader, he need to, there are more power, authority, and legitimacy associated with a tribal leader. He need to take a number of decisions. Sometimes, right, it will be his duty to protect his people. Suppose if there is any encroachment, or if there is any disturbance for the tribes, right, he need to deal with that. I have mentioned one very good example here. This Paul Payakan, a tribal leader from Brazil, from Mato Grosso. The Kayapo tribe of Brazil. So by this time, you should be familiar with the terms like the Selvas of Brazil, the Mato Grosso, the Pampas, right? The Kayapo. They have one tribal leader called as Paul Payakan. Paul Payakan. And there was one issue which threatened the survival. That was one multi-purpose project. Once when commissioned that multi-purpose project, because of that, many tribal villages may get submerged and the people may lose their livelihood. It is not just a matter of livelihood. There are many other factors which makes the people to live there. Kavitha madam might have thought about the nature man spirit complex. Okay. Nature, man, spirit complex. So we know there are a number of issues which makes the people to live there in that village. So here Paul Payakan, he put an resistance, one tribal movement against the government, and he managed to make the government to withdraw the project. Back in India, there are a number of tribal groups and important tribal leaders. During colonial period, there are number of people to say. The most example, Siddho and Kanu. The leader of Santals. About the Santal rebellion. During Santal rebellion, they were the great tribal leaders who launched the movement against the British, the Santal rebellion. Then we know about the Munda rebellion and the very famous Birsa Munda. Somebody was involved in making a movie about Birsa Munda, but I don't know, that movie got stalled, I think, for a variety of reasons. I'm expecting. And recently, our great S.S. Rajamouli, I think, I don't know when the movie is going to be released. The very famous and that Natu dance is becoming very viral nowadays. The two great heroes, Junior NTR and Ramcharan. I just have a lot of passion watching their movies actually. That adrenaline rush and the lot of energy which they show in the movie, right, as that really awesome. I'm just looking forward for this movie. And this movie is about Alluri Sitaram Rasu. Sitaram Rasu. I'll say Sitaram Raju. The main thing is he is the only non-tribe to lead a tribal movement. A non-tribe to lead a tribal movement and the very famous Rampa rebellion. Along the Godavari district, Godavari region of Andhra Pradesh. Then against the Madras province. Good, the filmmakers are making such movie so that people will know what exactly happened. See the contribution, the bloodshed, how much the people contributed for making the country. The struggle against the colonial power. And somebody like the Kangana Ranaut. How bold she is, or I don't know whether there is anything in her head or not. I don't bother to even say, like a mental, like a crack, right? She was saying India got its real independence only when Narendra Modi ji became the Prime Minister of the country. Guys, you can feel all the tabooed words here. Okay. I'd like to tell you few important few things which happened during the freedom movement. You might have heard about Kalpana Dutt. Later, after independence, she got married to P.C. Joshi and she became Kalpana Dutt Joshi later. So during the national movement, she along with Surya Sen, she participated in the Chittagong Armory Raid. And that was an armed rebellion against the British. Later, somehow, right, Kalpana Dutt and Surya Sen, they retreated to the Raj Mahal Hills. So British came, there was a fighting, Surya Sen was killed. And Kalpana Dutt was arrested. So during the court hearing, a few journalists asked Kalpana Dutt, Kalpana, you are an educated lady, you are from Bethune School, you are a graduate. How can you even think that you can fight against the British Raj using weapons? She told very boldly, I know the might of British. Very much right, we all know that we cannot fight and win against the British by the weapons. But what we are trying to do here is, we know the British will kill us and will become martyrs. And we want to set one, by dying, we want to set one example for the next generation to follow, for the younger generation to follow. That is what our intention is. And somebody is saying that we got independence. Wow, who is she first of all? Who is she first of all to speak about politics? Or Kamala Hassan. Whenever people ask him about politics earlier, before he entered into politics, he say, I am a Kutadi. Kutadi means a person, right, who puts makeup and he performs in a stage. What do I know about politics? Who is she to speak about? This is a very big insult to. No, let us just stop the discussion. Even now, discussing about this, right, it's giving me a lot of discomfort. Leave it. It's because they are becoming popular, right? Doesn't mean that they can speak whatever they want, right? So, in that, one more thing, big man, big woman leadership. Big man and big woman of leadership. Marshall Shalin, so he managed to find the presence of such institution among the islands in the Pacific. So nothing, it is like they are like faction leaders in our country. So maybe in a small territory, maybe in a district, or maybe for a group of small islands. There may be one person who may be bit wealthy. And this guy, right, he want to be more powerful. At the same time, right, how he can become powerful? by helping the people in the day-to-day activities. If there is a common problem, he will be in a position to deal with that. So he will be attracting the people by a number of activities. And the most important thing which they do is funeral feast. Whenever somebody dies, the people in their family they'll be morally low and they'll be grieving. And generally, once when they finish all the rituals, these people what they used to do, they used to offer a big feast for them. Hey, I will organize a feast. Just come and eat. You come and eat. Let the dead man become happy. You eat first. So here, what the big man they used to do, they'll be having a number of wives, not one. They will have 5, 6, or 7 wives. Daily, he will tell their wife, see, you are the wife of a big man. You are not like ordinary ladies. You need to do a lot of hard work so that we will maintain a good number of pigs in our farm. Pigs in our farm. Pork is a delicious food here. In every home, they'll be having a small farm with number of pigs here. So in a big man, they'll be having a huge farm where these ladies need to work hard to maintain a good number of pigs, so that whenever there is an issue, this person should be capable of providing others with a lot of help with the food, etc. Thereby, he climbs a status in the village or in the island. This strategy is called as a Mocha strategy. That is providing help, providing gifts, and organizing feasts. By doing this gaining some popularity. So they become a big man. So many times, this big man and big woman, they also, it's not just men actually, there are a few islands where even women take this role as a leader. And most of the time, they used to travel to different islands also, where they meet the similar big man, big woman, and they also organize a feast. And there are a lot of ceremonial as well as a political exchange among the people from different islands. This is big man or big woman leadership found in the Pacific Islands. Okay, this was reported by Marshall Chalens. Because next we have chiefdom, and then states, then state power and roles, symbol of state power, and then finally we will discuss about social control.